RX-135 or RXZ oil pump, which is right here behind this cover. There are two different type of fuel pumps. That is, one is bigger and one is smaller. The bigger one was in the vehicle since 86 to like 96 or something. When the RX-135 5-speed fuel pump was invented, it was smaller because it has to fit in a tighter case. This is the most important thing in a two-stroke vehicle because it pumps the oil into the engine, which keeps the engine smooth. Then also increases the lifespan of the engine by reducing the wear and tear of the engine. Well, that's about what happens if we supply less oil. Even if we supply more amount of oil, the engine will get hotter. That's because the oil won't let the heat in the engine to go out with the exhaust, as it will be accumulated within the engine itself. Another thing is that if we supply more oil into the engine, the spark plug will be blocked and it won't be able to produce enough spark for the complete combustion. So it's very important to take care of amount of oil getting into the engine. Now let's go ahead, remove the cover and talk more about oil pumps. If you have a oil in your left side oil tank, it goes into this pipe and from there it's get carried away towards the other side. It crosses the carburetor and now it goes in to the oil pump. You can see the block where it's going to the pump, and now it's connected in the oil pump, and here's the oil pump. When you accelerate, the oil pump will be actuated through cables, and the oil which is pressurized will get into this small pipe and go to the carburetor. That's how the whole system works. This reference part towards right, which is marked in green, has to be aligned with the notch in the left to make sure that the oil pump is pumping the right proportion of oil towards the carburetor. To adjust the settings, all you have to do is pull the dedicated oil cable and tighten the nut, which is placed right above the oil pump cover, or sometimes it may has to be loosened too. Just make sure both the reference points are aligning each other. I have already removed the right side cover by removing the two screws. Now you can see the fuel pump easily. You can also see the action of the cable, which is on the right side. When I pull the cable, you can see the pump working to the fullest. The nut like thing which goes in and out, that's what it is. That's the main part of the pump. It is just pumping the oil into the engine, not right into the engine, but via carburetor. Now let's see what are the three ways to find out the incorrect oil proportion in the engine. One of the first and easiest method is by assessing the oil deposit near the exhaust of the engine. Oil, when it's hot, it gets lighter and can penetrate into a very minute passages also. So even though you have tightened the exhaust by firmly installing the oil seal, the chances are very high that the oil can seep into the oil seal and come out. You can see here in the video that there is very huge amount of oil deposit near the exhaust. This is because I took the bike for a long ride for like 150 kilometers, and this is what it happened. And the second method is by inspecting the spark plug. For this you have to make some preparations, like take out your bike on an highway with full throttle at 4th gear, which is the top gear, so that bike is running at an optimum speed. Or you can do this short method where the result will be quite less accurate. For this, all you have to do is bring your bike to the working temperature, like ride a few miles and bring it into your home and rev it at around 6 to 5000 rpm for few seconds, and just after that take out your spanner and remove the spark plug. Now the spark plug is ready for inspection. Here you can see that I am holding two spark plugs. The one on the right is dry and used at a correct oil proportion. So you can see the lead is quite dry. And now coming towards the left one, the lead is looking like filled with oil mist. Let me take up just the left side spark and show you. Here you can see this is the spark plug which was inserted more oil by the oil pump. One of the last and hardest method is to check the piston itself. You can see this piston is being used by me for 1 lakh kilometers, and after that I just did it by full engine overhauling because I was having a small rattling noise. This side is for exhaust and this side was for intake. The intake air and fuel with oil was coming from this side and moving from the towards center towards exhaust. Now you can say the oil was too much by seeing the head of the piston. If this profile like a small shiny part near the intake is not found, you can say that oil was too much, because if oil sits on the head and gets heated, it forms a carbon deposit. And also you can see these skirts. This is near exhaust and the other side was intake. You can see there is a black scratch mark in the center. That means that the piston was hitting the cylinder directly due to the less fuel. And also it depends on many parameters, like it depends also on loosened connecting rod and also crankshaft, but they both are quite difficult to be loosened. So your highest bet is that the oil was making that to cause. And that's it for today, guys. Hope you learned something today. Keep subscribed and more videos to come in the future. Thank you.